All right, if you're a creator on YouTube, you already know it. You feel it. The old playbook, it's broken. What got you here is not going to get you there. So today we're unpacking the brand new roadmap for what success actually looks like in 2026. This is the growth blueprint you've been waiting for. So let's just ask the big question right off the bat. Why? Why are the strategies that built massive channels just a couple of years ago suddenly falling completely flat? I'm telling you, you're not imagining things. The entire ground has shifted right under our feet.
And there are two huge reasons for this shift. First, your audience is dealing with serious content fatigue. They are just so tired of these grand clickbaity promises that take forever to pay off. And second, all of our feeds are getting absolutely flooded with generic, low-effort AI slop. You know, that endless stream of just lifeless, rehashed content that makes finding anything real or valuable feel impossible.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to talk about why the old era is officially over. Then we'll dive into the massive viewer satisfaction shift that is changing everything. And from there, we'll get practical and walk through the 3 pillars of your new strategy: building something called a micro niche moat, mastering the hybrid funnel, and unlocking your proof of human edge. All right, let's dive into part 1, the end of an era. It is so crucial to understand what has changed before we can even think about building what comes next. The absolute core change is this: that old promise of a distant, ultimate outcome, the get rich in 5 years or get shredded in 12 months type of video. It just doesn't work anymore. Viewers have become really skeptical of those long-term goals because, let's be honest, they've been burned by content that promises the world but delivers almost nothing upfront. Instead, the entire mindset has shifted. What people are craving now is tangible progress and immediate rewards. They want to watch a video and feel like they've actually accomplished something, learned a new skill, or solved a real problem, right here, right now. It's all about providing that quick, satisfying win. So this massive shift in what viewers want has forced a huge change in how YouTube measures a successful video. And that brings us to the new #1 metric that you need to know. The change is, well, it's simple, but it's profound. For years, everything, and I mean everything, was about watch time. How long could you keep somebody glued to the screen? Well, that's over. The new king of the algorithm is viewer satisfaction, or what we call VSAT. So what in the world is VSAT? Basically, it's the algorithm's way of measuring if a viewer got what they came for and left happy. Did they actually finish the video? Did they like it or share it? In short, YouTube is no longer rewarding long videos. It's rewarding videos that solve a problem efficiently and effectively. So the big question is, how do you optimize for viewer satisfaction? Well, the first pillar of this whole strategy is to build a micro niche moat. And this might sound counterintuitive, but it's time to go narrow if you want to win big. The old way of thinking, right, was to make content that had the broadest possible appeal. You tried to be a little something for everybody, hoping you could cast this huge net and catch a massive audience. But the 2026 goal is the exact opposite. It's not about entertaining the masses anymore. It's about equipping the specialists. You're creating super valuable content for a very specific person who has a very specific problem. And this is the whole idea behind a micro niche moat. When you focus on a hyper-specific topic, you create this defensible space around your channel that generic AI-generated slop just can't compete with. You become the absolute go-to expert, and you generate massive viewer satisfaction for that one specific audience. Okay, so once you have your micro niche, how do you actually attract that audience? Well, that brings us to our second pillar, the hybrid funnel. This is your game plan for how shorts and long-form videos need to work together. This funnel works in 3 stages. Step 1 is discovery. You use shorts to solve one tiny little friction point and just grab someone's attention. Step 2 is consideration. Here, your 2 to 5 minute videos build that initial trust. And finally, step 3 is conversion. This is where your longer, deep dive videos turn those interested viewers into true, loyal fans. Now, the crucial idea here is a concept called zero visit visibility. The goal is to provide so much value right there on YouTube that the viewer doesn't even feel the need to leave. You're building immense trust on the platform itself, long before you ever ask them to click a link to your website or anything else. And that brings us to the final, and honestly, maybe the most important pillar of them all, the proof of human edge. This is where you really truly separate yourself from all the noise.
In a world that is just saturated with AI content, being demonstrably, obviously human is your ultimate competitive advantage. Because in 2026, authenticity is the new SEO. It's literally what will get you found. Proof of human, or POH, is rapidly becoming the #1 trust signal for viewers. It's basically all the little clues that show your content was born from real, lived experience. It's human-made and human-tested, not just prompted into existence by a machine. So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, it's showing your behind-the-scenes footage. It's sharing fail-forward reports where you're honest about what went wrong. It's showing unpolished, raw data, sharing experiments while they're still in progress, and of course, celebrating those hard-earned, verified wins. It's about showing your work. So when you put it all together, your defensive micro-niche moat, your strategic hybrid funnel, and your undeniable proof of human, you create this incredibly powerful, sustainable growth engine for 2026 and way, way beyond. And all of this leaves one final question for you to think about with your own content strategy. Is it designed for a click, or is it designed for a thank you? Because solving a viewer's problem so effectively that they feel genuine gratitude, that is the heart of viewer satisfaction, and it is the absolute key to your future on this platform.